Go! 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 Yeah! Go! Go! Quick! Go! Go! Quick! Whoa! Ka! Ka! Quick, go! 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 Ka! Go! Quick! Greetings. Ka! Ka! Go! Go! Wait! 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 Quick! Quick, go! Whoa! Whoa!
Ist doch scheiße. You really have to cheer her up like that?
Ah!
I'll be happy to help you, friend.
Go! Quick! Ah! Ah! Whoa! Whoa!
Your shit into my yard. And I'm telling...
Now, now,
Keep you this, that, and there's a witch...
can you...
This X the for... And I'll keep...
Now you...
What will... You're a dead man. Didn't see that one.
To the stocks with him!
Put him in the stock. Don't hit him.
No mercy!
Useless. Show what you're made of. That was something.
Bastard.
Filthy vermin!
I'm all yours.
Die, you wretch!
Him.
Useless.
I can't bear to look.
Ah! Unbelievable!
Shame on you.
These days, no one's ever really safe.
Wake up! Quick!
What the hell? Hey. God.
You're new here, right? Can I... I'll be with you.
Was there something you wanted?
Maybe.
Henry.
Kvietoslav. Pleased to meet you. Well, Henry, you can't read and write by any chance?
I?
Brilliant. You're just the man I've been waiting for.
Really? What do you need?
Someone trustworthy who could help me write this business letter.
And you were just waiting in case one happened to walk past? Isn't there a scribe in Kuttenberg?
Of course there is. It's just that I don't trust the bugger. And his assistant, even worse. While you strike me as a trustworthy fella. What's more, I can tell at first glance you ain't local, so much...
So, you want me to write a letter for you and keep it hush-hush?
I couldn't have put it better myself.
What kind of letter is it, exactly?
Like I said, it's an important business letter.
Are you offering him...
Aye. You could say that, actually.
What do I get for writing it?
A whole heap of coin, pal. It's really important for me. I don't mind giving you a groschen for every word.
Really? How long will the letter be?
Very long. There's a lot I need to say.
All right. I'm certain we can work something out.
Brilliant. But before we get started, could you take a look at this? Just to test you.
What's this supposed to be?
I was given this here parchment by one wandering student. He said it's a love poem.
how many miles you've wandered at such a grueling pace. Rest your feet, dear maiden. Sit here upon my face. That sounds more like bawdy verse than a love letter.
Is that what it says? Bugger. You know what? You can keep it. But it's clear you can read, so let's get down to work.
Where are we going to write the letter? I can see neither parchment nor an inkwell here.
Oh no, we can't write it here. Too many curious ears round here.
Well then...
You have to go to Kuttenberg, in the northern part of town, known as the... Enter the city by that gate. Keep the building...
Hold on.
I'm afraid I've got things to be doing.
Can't you...
Nothing to tell. And what...
Right, so...
That's right. Tell them two in the office that justice is worth more than silver.
You have a pap?
You know, when coin... And welcome. It was good to see you, my friend.
Fountain? Where does the water come from? Here, in the middle of the city.
Wie schade, mein Herr. Danke und viel Glück für die Zukunft, mein Herr.
Heute ist... Das ist wunderschön.
Beach charcoal. Come and take your pick. New wares. Careful.
Excuse me.
Greetings to you.
Grüß Gott.
You?
This'll be done in no time. Now I just have to temper it.
I suppose it wasn't. Oh, it's just you, eh? Ah.
It's almost finished.
Grüß Gott.
Careful.
I apologize. I've got luck. Have a ball as well.
Excuse me.
As a bell.
Careful.
What?
Who just came barging in?
Good day.
I'm
to you.
sorry.
I'll be right with you.
Oh, Christ. Pardon me.
That's more like it. All right, done.
Nothing to your liking, sir.
Oh, excuse me. I'd like to do...
I found what you were looking for, sir.
Oh, excuse me.
You've no business here. You see? It didn't even hurt. I was glad to be of help to you, good sir.
This is almost done.
You've no business here.
I'd like to do... Wow. What would you say?
You... Aye. And come again.
I'm not giving them a single grosh.
Till I see cupstones,
I will,
lime,
but I've gotta go
scaffolding,
now.
and
If my
20
wife
men
saw us, I'd
working
go
their
eat
asses
shit.
off.
All right. How about a kiss farewell?
Are you serious? What about my marriage vows? Prague is a whole different world compared to this.
Almost done. Did you bring anything back with you? Wanted to break in here, did you? The big city. There's no place like it. Get out of my sight.
Grüß Gott.
What's new?
Nicht, if you...
Ave Maria.
Damn. Maps of hiding places. Bakervet's really was involved in some shady business. A damaged statuette of St. Mary Magdalene. Certainly stolen. The question is, why did Bakervet's keep it?
keeps up, it'll be over soon. What can you do? If I know my luck, things will start going sour now.
Huh? I heard something. Eh? Huh. Strange. I must be mad. Huh? You're not allowed here! What? You just crash in here? And with a weapon? What kind of a man are you? Get going! Right... Now! Don't aim at me! Are you mad? Huh? I must be mad. Huh? I heard something. Huh. Right.
thing, I suppose.
God, a wedding dress? And with old dried bloodstains? Could it be some secret murder?
It happens. Put that weapon away. What are you barging in here for?
What are you doing with that?
By the way, like you were saying about that...
My favourite book.
As I wandered through the fortress, I stumbled upon von Bergov's chambers, and there it lay. Red leather, gold inlay, just as you said.
You really found it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
By the way, did you have any time to leaf through it and see what it's about?
Actually not.
That's too bad. I think you would like...
Why do you think so?
I just think you might find some common ground with the author. Not in absolutely everything, of course. That's just not possible. Look, you've never thought about writing something.
Me?
How should I know?
That's a tempting notion.
Wouldn't you want to at least...
I suppose I'm not quite sure...
There are still a few blank pages left, so we could...
That sounds great.
We'll have plenty of light and privacy in my chambers.
My pleasure.
How should I start?
You haven't thought of anything yet?
Now, I have many ideas, but we must contribute in equal parts.
Both? Well, fine. What should I...
Just tell me what you'd like to read about. A tale of a man or a woman? I'll take careful notes of everything.
Well, being a man myself...
Why not?
You mean I have to think...
You don't need to, but try to describe him.
There've already been enough heroes, saints, kings and martyrs. So an ordinary person.
That's 2 words, but I'll forgive you. And do you want it to be an ordinary villain or an ordinary do-gooder?
Make him a do-gooder. But he can also have some bad traits to make it believable.
Very well. And what kind?
That sounds...
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Especially when that person doesn't...
And what's wrong with that?
No. But putting...
Do you know anyone without faults?
Of course not. Whenever I thought that of someone, I was...
Who, for example?
I don't need to look far.
What actually happened between...
Venser was a hothead. He kept urging Father not to put up with insults and stand his ground. Father explained to him in vain that to respond to such provocations would give the king's people an excuse to take from us. Actually, Venser went to defend the city a bit, out of defiance.
Tell me more about you.
I had always thought, except he was really more stubborn. And not a day goes by when I do not think of him.
Was he the one who taught...
Yes. And also to ride a horse.
And Kunzlin certainly also mourns for Venser.
Naturally. As a father, he lost a son. As a Ruthard, he lost his future. There's 2 reasons for mourning.
You speak as if he didn't even have a heart.
If they hadn't quarrelled, Venser might back to work.
What if he were a bit of a woman?
And that strikes you as an excuse? I will engage in no...
He could be born with his foot in his mouth. I know many such. They blew...
That's a good idea. That would be a joy to write. Well, just about finished.
Well, let's have a look.
Not yet. Something's missing.
What?
A picture. I don't trust myself, especially if you...
What? And what on earth do I have to do?
Have you ever seen a heron?
A heron?
Well.
Oh, finally. I'm sore all over.
Your suffering is over. So what about that story of ours?
That's nice. A bit didactic, but not to the point of boring moral bludgeoning. And that's the way it should be. Sermons for ordinary people work in a similar way. They entertain and encourage, with a few lessons added in between.
You see? When I leave... And what about the sketch? For such a slapdash...
Oh, it's pretty, really.
But otherwise, I think we can be quite satisfied.
Well. And for that matter...
No beating around the bush. Please do stop by sometime. Perhaps I can show you my collect...
You said you...
If you ask nicely...
Very well, then.
That depends on what you're interested in. Or if you prefer actions instead of... But I warn you in advance, so...
I'd like you...
I prefer...
Will you...
God be with you. Keep the peace. We'll...
Praise the Lord.
Schönen Tag.
When is the...
In Ford, but there is still... Bis bald.
You look like it happens. Just watch where you go next.
Oh, hold on.
You said you needed some help with something.
Something's happened.
What is it?
When I was fishing around for information about Liechtenstein, and one of the servant girls I questioned...
You think she was killed?
I don't know!
I'll help you. Who was this dead girl?
Her name was Alice. She was an ordinary, pretty girl. I heard they found her all hacked up. Tossed somewhere by the... They took the body to the morgue by the St. Peter and...
I'll go take a look at her.
I think that would be for the best. You can ask the gravedigger for...
When did you land?
Around...
And did you notice any...
Not at all. Though, I'm afraid...
What was Alice...
She always brought me the freshest gossip overheard from her mom.
And did you learn anything important from her?
That's the thing. All she brought me was gossip. Who was cheating on... So, you'll have to fix...
What about your...
Yes, fortunately. That's why Alice's death
What are you going to do?
I'd like to ask the others if they noticed anything suspicious.
But you don't want to...
I'm scared maybe nobody knows about them yet. And I can't risk that.
What if I go in?
They don't know you, Henry. I'll figure something out.
Do you think there could be...
I don't know. Maybe... But it's strange. Why would someone do her like that?
Why did you...
Because you're the...
Aha.
But don't take it the wrong way. Not even Zhishka would be of much help.
I know everything.
Good. Go to that graveyard. Talk to the gravedigger. In the meantime, I'll try to find out more.
What happened?
You're asking...
No, of course I don't.
I'm sorry.
There was...
A good...
No, I don't know, I suppose.
Poor girl. You have to live every day like that's all you...
Do you know if...
I'm afraid I do know.
Did you know?
Not now.
Thank you.
I'm sorry,
No, that...
Do you think the entertainers will come again this year?
Oh, Christ. Pardon me.
Who are you? And what are you doing here, lad?
I'm Henry. I'm supposed to help you write a letter?
Oh, right. Kwiatoslav sent you, didn't he? And there's something you're supposed to tell us, though.
Justice is worth more than silver?
Great. You know the password. Let's get down to it right away, shall we?
First, tell me why there's all...
Well, that's the way it's done. And secrets that everyone...
But you don't mind getting a...
Of course we mind. But what choice do we have?
All right.
Right. A nice, polite beginning. Greetings, Master Markholz. I hope you are in good health.
Never mind his old woman. Is he even married? Write this. You fucking arsehole. Release them and pay up, or we'll fuck you up.
We can't be so brutal. Markholz is a merchant. He's all about coin.
He ain't no merchant. He's a murderer. What do you think, Thomas? He got rid of him when...
So?
I'm just saying we have to stick it to Marco brutally.
Bollocks. If we do that, he'll think there's no talking to us.
Suit yourself. For all I care, you can just draw the...
Well, do it like I said. So, dear...
I'll make it sound a bit more refined. Greetings. I trust that this correspondence will find you in good health. Done. Next.
We are writing to you about a serious matter concerning our deal.
That you fucked us over on, you cheating scum!
Would you please let me compose this letter?
All right, forget I spoke.
Now, where was I? I am writing to you in regards to a serious matter concerning our deal, which did not exactly go well.
Pah.
We are writing to you in good faith that we can resolve this misunderstanding, which was surely unintentional. What's next?
Right. What was it I wanted?
To get to the point?
Why don't you get to the door and fuck off? If you keep sticking your nose in, we'll never get it written.
We'll never get it written if you don't get to the point. But suit yourself, I'll shut up.
So, it didn't end up well. We would like this. We expect from you some remedy that will lead to improving things for both sides. If you refuse, it will lead to some deep shit, misfortune.
We ask you to rectify the situation to the satisfaction of both sides in this dispute. Your refusal, on the contrary, would result in your own downfall. Written. Next.
All right. Write this. Let our mates go free. Otherwise, we'll go to the powers that be, and they'll kick your arse for you, or your backside, or something polite.
Finally.
Free our captive brothers. Otherwise, we shall report your dishonesty to King Sigismund, and he shall see to your prompt punishment. Carry on.
Aye. Once they return to us safe and sound, we'll clear off and you'll never see us again. And your secret will be safe.
Ha! You don't really believe he'll let us go just like that?
Why not? If we disappear, he'll be out of danger. Him and his silver.
He'll be safe as long as he kills us.
Shut up, you idiot.
You shut up, you fool.
Once our brothers have returned to us safe and sound, we shall vanish from these parts, and you shall never hear from us again. Done.
Maybe some polite parting?
Like, go fuck yourself, shitbag.
We can't put that in the letter, surely. That's definitely not done. We'll do it politely. Yours trustingly in your wise decision, the Mining Brotherhood.
With regards and trust in your wisdom, yours, the trustworthy men of the honest Brotherhood of Miners. That's that. The letter is finished.
Great. Give it to me so I can seal it and have it delivered. We are grateful for your help.
We are. And we're sorry for what we have to do now.
Can't we just leave it be?
He knows too much. What if he goes to the bailiff?
I'd be no good to him anyway. Does he know about our camp on Sukov Hill? Kurva. I shouldn't have said that.
You must be the biggest idiot in the region. There's no way we can let him go now.
Fuck. Yeah.
Look, that really isn't necessary.
How is that?
I may not understand exactly what went on between you and Markold, but I don't think you can just... You need someone to deliver the letter.
So what? We can just grab it?
Well, maybe. But how can you...
Why would that?
Who knows? But that's not the point. What I mean...
Maybe.
Well, I get to keep my head on my shoulders.
Maybe.
You believe?
Why not?
Sometimes forever, if you're not careful.
Agreed. He lives in a big stone house on the lower marketplace. You don't have to wait for a reply. But if it goes well and Markold left, there'll be a nice pile of silver waiting.
But if you betray us...
And if we see you going to the bailiff instead...
All right. I'll hand it over. Keep my mouth shut. Nice and slow. Whoa!
Servus, guter Mann. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for Master Markold.
Das bin ich. What do you want? Spit it out, I've no time to waste.
Some fella gave me this letter and said I should give it to you.
Was? What fella? What did he look like?
Heads, 2 arms, 2 legs. Looked like a miner.
Give me the letter. What? None of them could have written this. It's almost like an Einladung to a royal banquet. How did you get hold of this letter?
Some bloke just shoved it in my hand along with a few groschen. He said you're expecting it.
Strange, but whatever. The main thing is, what to do about it. Were you told to wait for a reply?
No. They said they'd know straight away if you'll listen to them or not.
Wirklich? If that is how it is, I should listen, no? And fast.
What should I do then?
You? Right. By the way, do you know...
Somewhere in the north of the city, isn't it?
Ausgezeichnet. Soon, a couple of miners will turn up nearby. Looking like they haven't seen daylight for God knows. Something tells me they'll be pleased if you tell them you brought me the letter.
I better not forget about that council assembly.
God.
Glad to see you again.
You have the gall to
Hold your horses. Actually, I have a little offer for you.
You've come to Blackburn.
Call it what you like. I need to get into the city council.
The Assembly. The one key.
Surely you...
Don't try that on me. And tell the truth.
Well, I just...
And could you not choose a different...
Have you forgotten I have you over a barrel?
All right, all right. If I get you into the council, you'll behave appropriately and you won't betray yourself, and that will be the end.
Good day. God be with you.
I must have misheard. Our business will be over, so pull your head out your ass.
All right, Jesus. You can get into the council assembly relatively easily. My cook's son will be serving there. He's roughly around your age. Maybe he can be persuaded to let you stand in for him. Although, not everyone would want to give up an opportunity to...
Who's...
Franta's his name. Franta Cooldown. Which reminds me, you'll need... Otherwise, you...
What will I need?
Fast feet and good manners.
Excuse...
Do you think you can serve the king?
Well, no.
Our usual waiter had a brand new livery made specially for meeting.
Work? What would work on him?
Would you like me to give you a letter for him?
I'll be going then.
Just me.
It happens.
Just which way you're going.
God be with you, my friend.
Greetings to you as well.
You're always welcome here.
What? Young man, may I ask something? Tarry a while, young man. Are you...
Aye.
Huh. And you know that the immortal soul inherently makes happiness and... Tell me.
A man should... something like that.
Everything... What if I... A path destined for the path of true faith.
What should I do?
Renounce your life of sin and unreservedly and hell is a pro...
All right. I hope it works.
A wise... I must be off now. May God be with you.
God be with you.
Take care for now.
Got a new addition to the family.
I better not forget about that council assembly.
God be with you, neighbor.
Glad to you hold. Actually, you the assembly. And well, have you all right? If I and that, I must all right. You can get his right over. Which other? What do you? Well, I work. Is that that? I'll be
Careful. What is it? Are you whistling just for fun? Is this your
Easy. Nice and slow.
Ow! Don't you see me walking here?
How are things at home? Calm down a bit. Aye, the celebration is over and done with.
Whoa! You must be... You're free at last.
Well...
A messenger.
Really?
Well, you can thank me later. Now...
You're right.
Sure.
I'd say you've earned it. Let's go then.
What are you doing out there at night?
Right.
I'm surprised.
Well, I'd never...
Smiling. Christ, laddie.
Ah, come on.
What was...
Ausgezeichnet.
Fuck. Did you double-cross...
What?
Nobody had to double-cross any...
What?
Na ja. What else could I do?
So what now?
I can't...
You won't... At that...
Ha! This looks like easy money.
Bleeding like a...
Let him have...
Give it a fancy move, for fuck's sake! You'll be sorry! Yeah, don't spare him! You're no match for us, sucker! I can still take him! Amen to you!
Damned right, that bastard here, lad.
I want more.
All right, here you are, and... Not that we don't like you.
Excuse me?
can't walk around at night without a light. Do you want me to arrest you? Light a torch. And lo, there was light. And he thought that it was...
What do you want?
Show me your...
Why are you wasting my time if you don't...
God Christ, pardon me.
A blessed morning to you. We're now open.
Hold up.
The strongest vodka from Kasho.
Show me your...
Nothing suits your fancy, eh?
He's always threatening to leave everything to the church if I don't go
Needles, thread, pin.
Once old folks start getting soft in the head, it's bad news.
Exactly. Let me tell you, I'd rather die poor than young than to go through that. Take care now.
Embroidery! Silk embroidery!
You shouldn't be walking around by yourself.
Finest wares, quality goods.
A fine day for some fine wares. Come and take your pick.
I'm sorry.
Heretics.
Diabolical schemes.
And he tried to persuade me to give the church money for repainting.
And don't be coy, my weapon.
What will it be?
Show me.
Take your pick.
Well, what can you do?
Died, broadcloth! Phew! I wish you were...
I hear one front.
Aye, the finest! I spent the... but it was worth it. With
As it happens, Franta, he gave me a certificate.
I was hoping he'd try them on one last...
Delicious pears!
Oh,
Juicy pears!
Franta cool down, sen.
Franta's not come.
He's
In the back!
well, you want a pile of...
When I get my hands on that boy, I'll... We can't be without a waiter here. So, have you got Franta's...
Sure.
You've got a waiter's a tune. You can put your steel aside in front of the council chamber, along with you. You don't want to be dragging a load. Everything as it should. Do you know what you're due for an inexperienced green?
Well, I'll happily listen to any advice.
I should certainly... Now listen. A good waiter should stand in a corner. In short, behave as if you're not there. But when one of the gentlemen calls for wine, you'll find the pitchers on a table by the door to the chapel. You take one, white Tokaib or red monastery wine.
White or red, by the door to the chapel.
But for Councillor Adam of Zarjitz, you must not pour at all. When he drinks, he disrupts and makes trouble. So the assembly has to be interrupted. We can't allow that to happen.
All right. Sir Adam of Zarjit stays dry.
And if the king himself wants wine, you pour for him with lowered eyes. Don't look at him. And the most important thing?
To stay in the background?
Correct. The councillors have a lot to discuss, and in general, a good waiter has to be Well, yes, but only to what anyone wants from you. Understood?
Absolutely.
Correct. And if you manage not to botch it up, you can even rise on the social ladder, but you'll manage it.
I know everything.
Excellent. Put away your things here. It's easier to serve with.
There are the pitchers of wine. Hopefully I won't splash anyone's shoes.
You there, lad, on top of a cup of red. The army was requisitioning from it. Should the town reserve have worse weapons than any Räuber in the domain?
What are you getting at, Eldris?
I'm saying that the bandits who freed Hinnick, the dry
Come
devil,
now, waiter.
used
I
that
wanted
thing.
red.
That Hackenbücher. Hand cannon. Can you believe it? Where did they get them?
Sir?
You're the one who should know where they got them. Since you're a
Thank you,
gunsmith.
waiter.
What are you implying, Friedrich? All I'm saying is that they had them, Herrgott. It is eine Schande when outlaws have better weapons than the city garrison. And Herr König surely knows this too.
What is it, Eldris? You smell a deal?
What I smell is that your stubborn heads do not realize...
Nice one.
Waiter,
get me white.
The Dry Devil is running free. There are
That's not a good
Raubkrieger
idea,
everywhere
sir.
in the region.
This is unbelievable.
We have the army bearing down, and you want to defend yourselves with a few rusty halberds.
And who is it you want to fight, exactly? The merciful
Tokai
King
and a
Sigismund
full
is
cup.
providing us with protection, isn't he?
And his army will not be here forever.
Shut up! The king can arrive at any moment. What have he heard?
Sir?
What then? We're sitting atop the biggest silver heap in the
thank the
kingdom,
Lord.
and we're supposed to defend it with brooms?
You're right, Eldris. But where can we get the coin for better equipment?
We can always confiscate the property of the king's enemies, nicht wahr?
We are more than familiar with the jämmerlich state of our armory, and the king is surely aware of it as well. Maybe if he waived some of the taxes?
The king fears that this town will rise against him. He'll take the arming of the city's militia as a preparation for war.
So you suggest we just wait with arms crossed for the Raubräter to wreak havoc all around?
We can always ask the king to bring order to the realm with his army.
But then the Dörfler will rise up.
I'm afraid I see no solution of the current situation. We shall wait and see what His Majesty thinks about the matter. Maybe we can change his mind. Vielleicht?
I'd like to report to the Honorable Council on the cleanliness of the city and the state of the public baths.
You mean baths or brothels?
That's not a good idea, sir.
This is unbelievable.
Same thing.
So, the cleanliness of the city is not what it should be.
Hey,
The
waiter.
current baths in the city fall far short of covering all the
More
citizens'
wine,
needs.
Master Bailiff?
But we have another bathhouse here.
Come closer.
My friend Adam from the bar.
I need something from you. There is an item in my study that I confiscated from a female thief. She thought she could wriggle out of it.
And
A silver goblet. No one's noticed the theft yet. Go and get it. And don't you make a...
Certainly, sir.
Come back with it straight away. Understood?
Don't start.
All right, I'll go over there and investigate. The need for cleanliness and citizens' health should not be underestimated.
Nor overestimated. If someone needs to wash, there's a river just a few steps from the city walls.
Certainly. And they
Nice.
can get leeches there for free as
Whose
well.
silver might this
and
be?
while he's there, a man can shave and take a... you-know-what.
So what? Going to the baths is neither a civic duty nor a right.
Have you forgotten the Black Death?
So?
Many people died.
I did.
Not so loud. And now go back to...
Plan. The Black Death had nothing to do with the baths, unless the Lord wishes to punish the wickedness that's going on in there.
Keeping the city clean is important, but we don't have money to spare. Arguing about who is going to wash where and how is a waste of time.
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's nothing unusual. That old weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way. At least until
Tokai!
His Majesty
And a
honors
full
us
cup.
with his visit. And as we know, Gunslin absolutely hates him.
He can hate all he wants, as long as he does no damage. Ulrich, what have you got to say about it?
Me? Well,
Sir?
I'm not sure what you're implying.
I'm
I
speaking
didn't
about the
order
Rutard
that.
incident.
I wanted wine.
You were there, weren't you?
Oh, that.
I must have misheard.
Just a small misunderstanding.
I apologise.
We've sorted it out and everything's settled.
My ears must be deceiving me. Are you defending Rutard? Besides, if his men attacked yours, as I've heard, then we have a good reason to punish him.
What happened there? Leave nothing out.
I don't like
a full cup of
True,
monastery
but
wine.
In this case, it really was nothing.
Everyone in the city gossiped about it. I heard there were several dead.
Did you? That's grossly exaggerated. I don't
Waiter,
think Ruthard
I
will
wanted
cause
monastery
any trouble.
wine.
He is
Sir?
sensible enough not to draw attention to himself while the king is
Thank you, waiter.
That's true. Because if we don't do something about him, the king himself will put an end to him, and soon.
Unless he puts an end to us
Hey,
first.
waiter.
God
Pour me
knows
some
what he
monastery
wants
wine.
to tell us.
If nothing happened, there's no point in dwelling on it. Let's move on.
I'm sorry,
Sir?
Andreas, but I wouldn't brush it off so quickly. Why do I have the feeling you're not
Well,
telling us
thank
the
the
whole
Lord.
truth, Ulrich?
Are you accusing me of lying?
Those are strong words, my friend. Nobody said anything like that, did they?
Then why doesn't he tell us what really happened?
I'm not keeping anything from you, but there's little truth to the rumors circulating around the town. Yes, Ruthard and I had a little disagreement, but we ended it quickly because his daughter wanted to get involved. I didn't want to expose the girl to any unpleasant sights.
So Ruthard is hiding behind his own daughter's skirts?
As if it wasn't enough that he sent his son to die defending the city.
All right. If we really don't have anything new to say, let's turn the page.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into their own hands and restore the tradition of duels. It's not only barbaric, but also illegal. If we tolerate this, the rabble in the city will go wild and do whatever
Hey,
they
boy!
want.
A full cup of
I suspect
monastery
the gentleman
wine.
from the city's sword fighting school brought this custom to us. It's now run by the German Menhard. Who knows who that fellow is?
Don't be ridiculous, Forsucker. You act like
hang
you've
around
never
me.
been in a
Vanish,
fight.
you hear me?
And to accuse a swordsmaster without a shred
Are
of
you afraid
proof.
everything will come out?
We're not some old fishwives.
I've no
in the
idea
market.
what you're talking about.
So you will just
To our
leave it
agreement.
be?
Go!
Proven offences
I'm just
are
passing
punished
by.
by the bailiff. And that's that. There are more pressing matters to deal with.
More pressing than the open contempt
Refill,
of
sir.
the whole
Do you think I
town
come to the
garrison.
council just to
The
guzzle
guards are
wine?
apparently
Come
setting
here.
a cap-
What can I help you with, sir?
I left my gloves in the chapel. I took them off to pray, but then I rushed here and forgot to take them. I can't just get up and walk out now.
All right.
I knew it. While you're at it, count how many figures on the mural have wings. Because I'm bored.
Left unscathed.
And you, a councillor, let people throw dirt on our work?
If I threw out everyone who complains over a beer, I'd soon be out of customers.
Ah, to hell with it. We'll never get anywhere like this. Why waste our time?
That was easy enough. And he wanted me to count the winged figures.
So,
I found your...
really? And did you count?
I counted 20.
And you counted so you can have a bit of fun.
There's the eternal dispute over the cathedrals. The building of the church is dragging on, and in the meantime, they are calling diocesan pilgrimages to settlers, right under our noses. It's just a village with a monastery, and they are going to mock a royal mining city. Why can't we build faster?
Hey, wait!
Hire more craftsmen, start
Pour me
with
some
night shifts.
monastery wine.
Haven't you noticed there's a war going on? Are the experts from far off supposed to work in the city under siege?
Besides, I get the feeling
Sir?
there's something other than the welfare of the city behind your complaints.
You,
Are you
lad!
Do you?
You look familiar
And
to
what
me.
would that be?
Have we met?
Like, for
Well,
instance,
naturally.
that you'd
I go
like
to your
have
tavern
your
almost every
altar
day.
there?
Really?
So what if I would?
Then
Hold
you
your
must have
horses,
decent
gentlemen.
wages to be able
That
to visit
space
the
in the
best
side
tavern in
lanes is
town
mine.
regularly.
When hell freezes over, mein Freund, your place is at least 2 steps behind mine.
A swordsmith dares to insult me? Ha! I think not.
Excuse me, You wanted to buy yourself an altar in the cathedral, just like you bought yourself a seat in this council.
How dare you! I acquired my seat for the services our guild provided, and still provides to the crown.
Well, I hope you're not supplying equipment to the army. If that's all they have, they would be defeated by that bunch of ne'er-do-wells from the alehouse on Hopbrink.
What ne'er-do-wells?
Those wrestlers of theirs, of course. People from the whole town go to watch them brawl.
Oh, this is news to me.
Because it has all been sorted out. Not long ago, the guards raided and threw them all out.
Ah, yes, I had forgotten. What do we have to discuss next?
You there, lad. A cup of red. And don't you skimp on me.
Sir?
Thank you, waiter.
I'm telling you, something is being planned.
Oh, I doubt it. No one's gonna tackle Rootard.
Azonal Juchek Össe, Alegium Katonaikat, Ishkelkinek Udra.
You have nothing to fear. Not you.
Unlike this plan of false!
Come now, Father. Put a little life into your dying. Seen more cheerful priests at funerals.
I'd rather be at one than here. I hoped I'd never see this fortress again in my life.
Unpleasant memories?
You have no idea. I didn't part ways with my father on entirely good terms. 20 years ago.
And now you're 2 decades older and wiser. At your Ujit's parish, you spread the word of God to your flock, and you saved my neck and Henry's too. I'd say your father should be proud of you.
None of that matters a damn to him.
Who knows? Maybe that 20 years has changed a thing or two.
You know what? Let's drop the subject. Do you know any of the guests here?
Most of them I'm seeing for the first time in my life. It's a pretty varied company. We've had bandits, nobles, burghers, a priest, and even a rabbi coming together here.
It's like the start of some joke.
Wait a moment. Rabbi, you say? The Gutenberg rabbi?
Yeah. He came with a retinue. Maybe you should go and welcome some of them. After all, this used to be your home. And you're
I wouldn't be too... Who's that French fella?
The great Baron Brabant. Been everywhere, knows... He's got more fairy tales.
Can he be trusted?
He's a black... Besides, he defend... If he were on Sigismund's side, he'd hardly...
How does it feel?
What can I say? You can never truly appreciate freedom until someone locks you up for a while.
Or until you become a priest.
No fear of that in my case. I intend to enjoy life to the full. Wine, women, and song.
What do you plan to do now you're a free man again?
What do you think? Get drunk, woo one of the local wenches, and wake up in the morning with no hose and a head like a church bell.
Have you perchance forgotten we're supposed to be deciding the future of the kingdom here?
I'll leave that to the older and wiser.
Dear me. But I suppose I'll have to introduce myself to the rest of the guests, eh?
Indeed you should. After all, you are one of the lords of Rabot.
Oh, don't start with that.
In that case, you should sound out Radzig and Hanush and find out what they're actually planning.
Such rare guests. One wouldn't expect to find among Christians I'm Godwin.
Peace be with you. Neither...
How do you know I'm...
It's not difficult to tell. And we are both a little on... I'm Yehuda, leader of the rabbinical court in the sacred community of Gutenberg. And this is Samuel, my aide.
Who would rather not be... Why did we have to come here, Sadie?
Because we all need to, and why would they not?
Are you looking?
Let us say the situation in the town and the kingdom. You have men and weapons.
Why are you telling this to a Koimer? You wanted to deliver what we brought to the Margrave.
Everything in good time.
Did you come to lend?
Not to lend, but to give. Help given to the needy is...
You don't even know if you can trust them. With that money...
You remind me of my young friend Henry.
Henry? That...
You know each other.
That would be him. But we did not get off to a very good start.
Henry's done a few things I'd like to give him a slap or two for. For a young stripling, he's been through plenty. He was supposed to become a blacksmith. And then...
Wait. From Scarlet?
Aye, that's right.
I knew of someone.
My daughter knew him most, and that is why Samuel is...
Maybe he was my father, but he certainly didn't act...
And that was...
Why? He should have taken care of me, but instead he fathered...
Don't make hasty judgments. At least, he took in Henry, and raised him as his own. On Henry's real father.
I don't care if he took care of 20 other men.
That boy's blood father denied him.
A person can't choose their parents.
Enough. I'd rather have a drink. Will you have one too?
For that...
Good health.
L'chaim.
Everything all right?
I can't wait for it. We will anyway. What? It was. Yeah.
That sounds unpleasant. What did the apothecary say?
He gave me some oil.
Good health to you, sir. I'm Godwin.
Baron Vauquelin Brabant. I am a warrior, but...
My word.
Mais non! And...
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
How?
And... You...
This Bohemia is a strange land. I have... Do tell me about it. No doubt...
My last big battle.
I've heard of...
Aye. And it was there I decided it was nothing.
Then? What are you doing here?
You say you're a poet. How about a verse or two to amuse us?
Jamais. Is poetry nothing but a fuss to you? I think not. To recite...
Where have...
But if you are, and if you... And you... Which one do you mean?
How come all...
I am operate. My great benefit is my strong connection with the French court. There, everyone knows my...
Dear friends and allies, in these troublesome times, you all know why we're here. The question remains, what to do next? Sigismund is facing troubles in Hungary, and here, too, he is up against resistance. He's a capable strategist, but a poor diplomat. Mark my words. If we wait him out until winter, he will leave of his own accord.
By winter, he'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess.
Are we seriously gonna wait and cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame? A few well-planned raids and we could have him in our fists!
At what price? Have you got men to spare? Has any of you got men and money to spare?
We don't have men out there.
Yes, we do.
We do not.
Jobst is right. That whole sun won't fall easily.
Only we can't wait.
Are we to get ourselves killed?
Or end with nothing?
Friends, we'll get nowhere like this. Let's adjourn ourselves and try to think it through.
Well, that went just as expected.
And to yours.
I would have expected a bit. He made an amateur's mistake. But it's hard to be angry with him when he's trying to ingratiate himself with everyone. By the way, I'm John of...
That's not a thing I've ever boasted of.
I have my... From what I've heard about you, I'd judge you could be quite...
Is that so?
Indeed.
It depends.
A little... I expect we can agree that Jobst's... And the way it stands at the moment, he'll never get the support of the...
Well... I'm curious how you hope to shut Zizka up.
We'll sit and wait quietly until Sigismund withdraws of his own, but we'll be waiting in the military camp.
If Sigismund decides to mount an attack...
Ah, but it won't. Sigismund's army is demoralized and weakened. He's able to tackle fortresses that aren't able to defend themselves.
But he can't retreat either.
And that's exactly why we'll wait until he's called back to Hungary For the plan to work, we need allies. Their money. We just need negotiators who'll push the...
Are you saying you set everything in...
More like in parallel. If we find support and make it look like the whole thing was his idea, we'll all win.
You've got to...
You're certainly not the first to tell me.
Why are you doing...
Because I want to put a stop to the senseless death. And also because I'm happier with Wenceslas on the Bohemian throne.
I'll help you.
I'll give you 3 names. Bocek of Kunstadt, Haman Alder, and Anna of Waldstein. If you can get those 3. Meanwhile, I'll take care of Job.
Tell me a bit more about...
Certainly.
Bocek of Kunstadt.
That's just the thing. He doesn't play the big game. He always goes for the sure thing. But once he's made his mind up, not even a pair of oxen.
Alder the Alderman.
He still is. The only one who retained his position, only he's here, instead of cozying up with Sigismund in Kut. But he'll continue to have a strong influence on the guilds and the...
Anna of Waldstein.
Wenzel Bartosz. And I'm not...
I was quite surprised to see her here. Assemblies like this.
A male affair? Anna is holding back and behaving like an exemplary... But don't trust appearances. She's got claws, she knows how to do her sums, and she certainly has...
And what use can she be to us? Apart from her late husband's money, of course.
She's as sharp as they come when it comes to... There are wicked tongues that claim Bartosz, and that it was thanks to her that...
I'll get on.
I wish us both luck.
Success.
I'll tell you, nobody has the likes of these.
Not even Bocek? I'd like to check your horses out and see if they're...
Ha! Even better.
And you might not believe your...
Well. You wanted to apologize for crashing into my home without it by your leave. Or to arrest my guests.
I want to have a word.
Well, I'm for interrupting our conversation.
Is that your...
Unfortunately. Speak up.
I came with a delegation from Sir Hanush of...
Why so... 20 years ago, he was nothing. I got him a place at the Archbishopric. Only it wasn't long before. And then... But he took his boozing and whoring along.
Try saying it again a little louder. They might not have...
You have the impertinence to show me your...
I'll drink to that. I wouldn't set foot here if I had a...
How? You're dishonoring...
I can't dishonor someone who...
That's in...
Christopher...
You won't get away with those insults.
We've never met. And we have no cause to be enemies.
You've got no other option.
Gentlemen, I can have a word in private with Lord Odorin, the second.
Out of the question. And he's got...
You want satisfaction? Suit yourself, then. We'll fight. Come to the Arctic...
After you...
Well, that's...
Shouldn't we...
No. Christopher...
Make room for us. We'll just settle a very private matter. It's an honorable duel, man against man. Stay back!
Stand firm! Otherwise the first strike will put you on your arse!
Hey! Who told you that? That was sneaky. Hey! Who told you that?
My eyes, not at my sword!
Sacre! You're fast. Did they teach you that in the seminary?
Forgive me, Lord, for what I do.
Hey! Who told you that?
Cover your right side!
Bad luck!
You've got a gap there I can drive a cart through! Left arm lower!
That will do! My God. Father always said you were a good-for-nothing booze.
I was in a war, and you ought to know yourself.
Aye.
So Father would be... Only he'll never be satisfied.
I thought he was the way he was because his first son let him down.
Not at all. When I was 6 years old, he wouldn't talk to me for a week.
The first time he took me hunting. Oh, I always wondered who you were.
Look, I really did fuck up everything I could. I brawled and boozed, but no.
And that's why...
I've got to get him on our...
Aren't we all?
Maybe everyone's saying that.
After you're in... Actually, I don't think you should even attempt it. And
what else can...
I'll talk to him myself. He'll hear me out for sure.
All right, then. It's a nice idea.
Only no one's going to pay for one. Because
Alder's got some clout with the councillors and Bur...
I expect Alder's not... Leave Alder to me. The plan...
I don't know how to think.
You can drag me to a tavern sometime.
May I...
You?
anytime. Unlike this.
Young lord.
He got a harsh, but if you there, and they think, hell,
what are you?
Are you
some?
Better make sure.
Godwin, we didn't have much time for conversation.
With pleasure, sir. I couldn't help but notice your son has...
To put it mildly, but not to do him an injustice, knowing young Lord Capon, although, if they didn't pull each other out of trouble...
Wise words. Still...
You know, I am. And Martin would also be glad, even though Henry chose a different path than he.
May God... Where did you leave Sir Divish?
Haven't you heard? Lady Stephanie is with child. No one even imagined Divish would produce an heir at his age.
As they say.
Godwin.
Well... What are you
Well, but as long...
Exactly why we mustn't push too hard.
Sir Bocek,
A man hardly puts his cup to it. Yobs comes up with a plan as full of holes as a beggar's shoes, and now you're all jostling to win me over.
On the contrary.
Does that improvement include a few thousand men?
A few thousand men-at-arms, as can only in order to get them.
You've got my attention. I need guarantees of security.
Of course.
You can talk, since you haven't got a pot to piss in yourself. I have a lot of property, lots of subjects to look after. I can't risk it all.
So you need guarantees that you will...
My guarantee is called if I succeeded in marrying her off to another strong.
Maybe it's enough to find a suitable...
Perhaps someone of suitable standing who Yitka would also glad.
I believe...
And an uncertain party.
How will...
He's a...
He's got battle experience. And when he gets...
If he gets it. Right now, on the other hand, the Lords of Lipa have a maybe...
I'll convey your offer to...
I don't care what the young lord... If he agrees, I'll be...
Pushing a friend to tie
The kingdom will not forget his sacrifice.
Sir Hanush!
You do?
I've gained a...
And who is it?
On the contrary.
Couldn't start? How the hell...
Well...
Mute?
He's got a...
Stop beating around.
Lord Kunstad has a niece.
Hans Capon. Godwin, you...
Oh, fuck.
So, young Hans...
Niece.
If you're... I'll make sure that you...
Or you could make me the Abbot of Sassa.
Forget it. Not a word to Hans. I want to tell him my...
Cheers!
Cheers to...
I've got some good news.
The bad news is there's hardly any female. There's some old bat standing there with too young to at least...
You're going to get married.
Is she at least pretty? You're really... No.
I'd better slow down.
Ah, what can one
God bless, good sir.
Greetings to you.
Sir Bocek, your niece...
So Hanush agreed.
Indeed.
Then I will...
Thank you.
Enough formality.
Cheers!
Here's to...
Sir, Nora, and I have, but do and we more so see. There's no like.
See my brother, and that's still all right. And he's always threatening to leave everything to the church if I don't do this.
Don't look at that. A nightingale surrounded by hawks. I hope there'll be no singing.
God be with you. There's something I'd like to ask.
God be with you.
Your diplomat.
No beating around the...
Margrave Yob's plan has...
To must...
Christ.
I should say, although, between the two of us...
Hit the nail on the...
I am rarely...
I'd say you have a better nose for...
Not only for people...
Then you were in the right...
The wine here is average. The cooks lack imagination. So, to the point.
Nothing more than support and resources for an army to...
Nothing more? I'd say that's plenty.
It's not only you're well able to negotiate and trade.
Then if you want me to support you...
Do you have something in particular?
Well, one of the
who's...
Harmon. Now, if you were to switch these papers for the ones he brought with him...
And the papers...
Just insignificant documents.
All right, I'll help you.
Aldo will surely have the papers in his saddlebags. Bring them to me, but watch yourself.
You too.
A little misunderstanding involving a big pile of heretic rocks.
What the... Hey! What are you doing?
I'm waiting.
Oh.
I've been watching you for a while.
Who
in God's...
Is it that obvious?
Don't blaspheme.
Hey! You! What are you doing?
That's...
No.
If you...
And... No. And... In the...
And you...
I'll stop... Please, Lord Odorin.
I've got those...
Quiet!
Lady, with all the... Here they are. You're welcome.
As agreed.
Thank you.
Yes, quite.
I'd like... Gentlemen.
Is like I said. Tell me.
I bring...
Both of them.
This is going to be a long story.
It would seem that we have all benefited from the break in these proceedings. New alliances have been formed. And I have also changed my plans. We shall still wait for Sigismund to withdraw his troops of his own accord, but we will wait with an army at our backs.
Yes! And how are we to raise an army? Wasn't it made clear at the meeting that no one wants to take the risk?
The only thing made clear was that each of us alone is weak, and that we could not find common ground. But that has now changed.
King Wenceslas is by the will of God, the Balbatim of all his subjects, not only the Christians, our community and not only ours, will give you coin.
The Kuttenberg houses are still loyal to King Wenceslaus, and we stand with Lord Ruthard.
And if that's not enough, the houses of Leipa and Kunstadt will unite and march side by side.
My niece, Yitka, will take young Lord Capon as her husband.
Lords Kunstadt, Hanush, Radzig, and I will set out immediately. God willing, we will be back within 3 weeks, along with an army.
Now those are words worthy of a nobleman.
My friend, I still believe that words are more powerful than swords. And our words will ring in 1,000 voices to the glory of King Wenceslas.
After we conquered the city, you promised to restore order immediately. And then I find out things are even more disordered than before.
Your Majesty, we are sorry. We will put it to rights.
You've already said that. I want to hear real solutions.
We will put more guards on the roads and toughen penalties. We can have a few captured bandits executed as an example to others.
We do not care about bandits. We care about rebellious nobles and burghers. What will you do with them? How will you solve the chaos in the town administration, the rebellious miners, and the dismal yields? And how is it even possible that a rebellion against the king is smoldering here in the city?
What do you mean, sire?
I hear the resistance is coming from the Jewish quarter, from right under your noses. Why haven't you done anything?
We don't know who is behind this. Without evidence, we cannot punish them.
Otto von Berghoff did not ask questions in Prague either. He acted. And I advise you to do the same. Find a couple of wretches in a hole somewhere, point them to the Jewish quarter, and give them free rein to do anything. The city's Jewish community was and still is on Wenceslas' side. They need a warning.
We do not even have enough men to...
Marquardt, could you spare a few men for a while?
Of course, sire. I'll assign them to Eric. He'll take care of it.
So you see, all you have to do is make sure the city rebel get their share. You could at least manage that, couldn't you? And if the thought should cross your minds that you would get rid of the debts to the Jewish moneylenders this way, forget about it. Your debts will remain, up to the last groschen. Only now you owe us directly. And while we are on the subject of money, has the yield from the mines finally matched last year's?
Sire, the deposits are dwindling, and mining is becoming increasingly difficult. And to make matters worse, the miners started rebelling.
Don't take us for a fool. They'll stop rebelling when you pay them proper wages.
Your Majesty, we can't do that.
Silence! How dare you oppose the kingdom's protector? You're a bunch of incompetent sycophants! Chicken shits! Not any better than the scum hiding in the forest.
I apologize, sire. I'll do everything in my power to...
All I hear from you over and over again are excuses and prevarication. And results? None. I therefore placed the City Council under the authority of Sir Marquardt von Aulitz, who is present here, with immediate effect. He will make sure you finally do your duty.
But, sire, that would be a violation of the privileges granted to us as a free mining town.
Silence! I am the only guarantor of your rights. You have to earn your privileges, not hide behind them. During my brother's reign, this idleness was perhaps tolerated. But that is over now. You were given a few simple tasks. But instead of working on them, you idled in the baths and lined your pockets. And let the traitors cast their nets undisturbed. But unlike my brother, I am capable of creating order. And I assure you, I do not distinguish between those who stand in my way. Be they beggars, noblemen, or city councillors. You have 2 weeks to restore order in the city and increase mining output. I want clear results, and you answer only to me and Sir Marquardt von Aulitz now. No one else. The council is dismissed. You... don't go anywhere, boy. Be so kind and remain here. Our throat has become rather dry. And we still wish to speak with our friend von Aulitz.
Yes, sire. As you wish, sire.
Between the two of us, Marquardt, was I not perhaps too harsh on them? And speak candidly. We have had enough of false flattery.
Sire, you were harsh, rightfully so. These council... they need to be shown their place. You suffered their insolence for far too long. The same is true of the Jews.
We know. Otto repeated to us several times that it is time to strike against them. We are glad he's not here. He would be intolerably self-satisfied if he knew.
Boy, can't you see the king's cup is empty?
You tend to us as if we were infirm. Boy, pour us a monastic wine. The monks had a good year. We have concerns, friend. The Hungarians are rebelling. Our army is falling apart, and we have enemies here on all sides. Would we had a proper army instead of human mercenaries? They cannot be relied upon. And we are no closer to our goal now than a few months ago. Thank you. It is a good year. If our father were still alive, he would have been astonished by that a few years of Wenceslas rape brought to us. With a single word,
What kind of donkey is it?
Between the two of us, Marquardt, was I not perhaps too harsh on them? And speak candidly. We have had enough of false flattery.
Sire, you were harsh, but rightfully so. These councillors, They need to be shown their place. You suffered their insolence for far too long. And the same is true of the Jews.
We know. Otto repeated to us several times that it is time to strike against them. We are glad he's not here. He would be intolerably self-satisfied if he knew we had heeded him.
Boy, can't you see the King's cup is empty?
You tend to us as if we were infirm. Boy, pour us a monastic wine. The monks had a good year. We have concerns, friend. The Hungarians are rebelling. Our army is falling apart, and we have enemies here on all sides. Would we had a proper army instead of human mercenaries? They cannot be relied upon. And we are no closer to our goal now than a few months ago. Thank you. It is a good year. If our father were still alive, he would have been astonished by the mess that a few years of Wenceslaus' reign brought to us. With a single word, he would have put the nobility in their place, and the country would flourish. God grant him eternal glory.
We won't need much more time. We'll arrest the traitor Odorin, and the rest will fall in line.
You say the others will be brought into line, but what do you know of them? We know only a few of them. But there's a fortress standing on every damn hill here. What side are their lords on?
We'll find out soon enough, sire.
If only Wenceslas were not such a stubborn ass, and relinquished that throne that he has no use for anyway. The nobility, on the other hand, found a ruler like him very useful. They made a puppet out of him.
Once you restore order, they'll join you. All you have to do is promise them the privileges they lost during Wenceslas' reign.
First, they'd have to be willing to make peace, at least among themselves. Jobst does everything he can to sow chaos, so that he himself emerges victorious in the end. This business makes me thirsty. Pour me some of that red, boy.
I think Jobst is just waiting for the right moment. He'll switch sides when it suits him.
Maybe. But first I'll have to conquer a few more cities, and get a couple more lords on my side. Then they take the threat of war seriously. And Hungary. If Bohemia is a wasp's nest, then Hungary is a viper's lair.
You will follow in his footsteps, sire, as soon as you get the chance.
But the wine is good here. To your health, Margaret. And to your health too, boy. May your children grow in a land ruled by a good king. You did a good job, waiter. You can be proud of yourself.
To your health, Your Majesty.
First, we need to crack down on the biggest troublemakers.
We're working on it. While the consul was meeting, Otto von Berghoff and his men set out for Raposh. Odorin won't give you any more trouble.
He and Ruthard are in it together. Once we get Odorin, we can handle Ruthard easily. Rabosh will be yours. After all, Otto has already got Malishov.
I appreciate your confidence, sire.
But the devil knows there are a lot more strongholds to conquer here.
For the king, red wine, boy.
No. We shall have white. We have had enough of red.
White it is. Quickly! If Raposh falls, others will follow.
I think von Berghoff's little contraption will find its use again.
If need be, we could use it to raise this town hall too. And I have some suggestions for other candidates.
Not so fast, my friend. It's a wondrous tool, but we can't rely on it forever.
But to bring it here to the square and point it at the city hall? Those sycophants would only benefit from a warning like that.
It's a splendid idea, but it won't be necessary. The councillors are quite fearful enough already. that they can hide nothing from us.
There's been enough fretting, sire. You shall see. Soon we will drink to the conquest of another fortress.
You are right. So then, to victory. And you, boy, will you drink with us? So that you shall have something to tell your children and grandchildren.
To victory, sire.
To today's, and those of the future.
Surely you don't want to break in?
Begging to be eaten.
Look,
Tempura mutantur, nos mutamur inis.
How'd you like her wine?
The art of winemaking. Recipes are passed on from... I myself was practically... Even the French, the king himself, had wine...
I expect his lordship had the best barrels.
Best, this wine would perhaps be suited to the infirmary. Well, give me a hand.
I couldn't resist you either. Go in. I'd like to drink a toast with you. So, touching. Come.
I never... Well, maybe once. The older I get, the worse it is.
See now. Only, there's...
Fuck. I've got a tongue like a slice of weak old bread.
Well, get something.
His lordship is so unsteady on his...
To hell with that keg slot. I had my eye on him all evening. And left the rest of us to drink cheap drag.
You can bet on it.
I don't...
Barely stand. And just stand over that bitch. Let's drink and be merry. What do you say?
Good help.
Finished.
Good.
And I'll be done.
Still can't wait for that king.
Forget it.
Over here.
Keep going.
So you keep saying...
All right. Sorry.
Interesting.
Just a bit longer.
Ah, you already said that.
Compelling argument in any debate going on around it. When it comes to affairs of state, these fleshes out...
Strong words.
Baron Vaku Voku.
Damn it. The name is unpronounceable.
To be eaten. And just stand over that bitch.
The sausages were off.
Do you get it, Father?
Please, call me Rabbi, Lord Capon.
Oh, whatever. Fuck it.
And you should not curse either.
See? You talk exactly the same as our holier-than-thous.
What is bothering you, young man? You should rejoice that you are to be married.
But I didn't ask for a wife. I wanted to prove
that I was worthy of the name of my house, earn a reputation, travel the world, and maybe later...
He's scrubbing that floor.
Sorry.
From cleaning up... Do you mean... You strip if you like.
All right.
I'm curious to see you play.
One by one, an open battle breaks out. It will be a fucking bloodbath.
My God!
And I'm telling you, we won't get rid of him that easily. Everyone's being too hopeful here. And why would he do that? If he was so famous to run away from the first army...
Have you lost your mind? You're going to lose everything.
You're living in a dream world. It's only going to be a scarecrow to keep Sigismund from...
Your turn.
One by one, an open battle breaks out. It will be a fucking bloodbath.
I just can't do anything right today.
And I'm telling you, we won't get rid of him that easily. Everyone's been...
What a disaster again.
I need help with something. I mean the ones with the really...
And you're...
It's not for me.
I see. And if anyway, I don't know nothing about no wine. In case try asking my mom.
You're living in a dream world. It's only going to be a scarecrow to keep Sigismund...
Greetings.
Sorry,
What do you think? A fortress...
I haven't eaten so well.
He didn't have to choose me.
Wait.
It's been a long time. I was afraid...
You haven't changed.
But I have. And you've changed... Not at all.
And how have you been all this time?
Not really. I also got young Sir Chris...
Tell me...
She's a...
What?
Even as...
And your...
Cooper?
God grant... Why? And...
You won't go...
Where...
Why? It's look...
Good day.
to keep Sigismund from murdering the lords one by one.
The rat'll be good, I hope.
Now there's a piece of horseflesh for you, Rootheart. Not like that nag of yours.
What the hell do you feed it with? It looks more like a damn bull.
Sir! Sir! There's some horsemen right out front of the fortress.
Ah, that's Peter of Pisac. Wouldn't come to the council, but he is coming happily to the celebration, you old fox.
Come on in, sir. There's wine aplenty.
Hey! Hey! Intruders! Enemies at the gates!
Seize the nobles! Kill the rest!
The surrounding creature can't make it on his own. No wonder you're still standing.
Let him have it!
He's done for.
One step back! Stand your ground! That's your underhand! Useless!
Leave him alone!
You won't be able to take another...
Jesus! The surrounding Christopher can't make it on his own. What are those bastards?
He's had it!
Hey! I need a hand here!
Not one step back!
Get him! Leave him alone! What are those fancy moves? Don't give up!
Drive those horses out!
Never saw that coming!
Hey! Get him!
You got him!
Hey, they're coming! Brace yourselves!
Go! Go!
Cover your head! Damn it!
Whoa! Whoa!
Shit! He's
I'm
nearly...
just getting warmed up, you...
You're dead. He's had it.
That one hit the mark.
You're done here, Orson.
That was a close shave.
A little too close. Fuck me. Did my eyes deceive me? Henry!
Godwin!
How did you get...
Damn. I can't tell you how happy I am to see you. You turned up at just the right moment.
Is everyone alright?
Well, some are, some aren't.
They captured Odorin, Kunstad and Rutard. And they took Alder and Kunrad of Vector away too.
They wanted to slay the rest like dogs.
What about my father? And Hanush?
They left with Yobs long before that. I'm sure they're all right, but not everyone was so lucky.
What happened?
Anna of Waldstein. She was simply in the wrong place. And they almost killed my brother.
But only almost.
What do you mean, almost?
I got there in time to help. Christopher tried to defend our father. Old grievances aside, Odorin is an ally. The same as Rutard and Botchek.
Oh, they all have their quirks. Cousin Botchek's a money-grabbing...
We'll have to wait for the other side's move anyway. We don't even know where von Berghow took them.
Where did they go?
They've got to raise an army for us. And I hope they fucking hurry.
So we have a plan to...
But, as you can see, our allies are getting scarce.
I'll gladly...
Be so kind.
I tried to come as soon as possible and warn you.
You knew he was...
Markvar and Sigismund promised to make him...
When he sees what von Berghow did with...
You find that? Do you like watching those foreigner dogs rampage? Who else has to die before...
Tell us about it. We were
Well, not...
Fuck you, Jan. I'd trade...
We've lost a lot of allies. We'll have trouble finding new ones. Well, are you surprised? Look around. Sigismund showed...
Is there anything...
Definitely not. We'll treat the wounded, then we'll hide in the Devil's Den and...
If I survive the journey... Oh, God.
The king announced one more thing at the council, that is...
Fuck! Lichtenstein! The city rabbi is sitting upstairs in the hall.
They're our allies.
What do you mean by we? Everyone here is lucky to be...
Maybe Samuel will figure something out.
He's here too?
Aye, escorting the rabbi. You should go and see them as soon as possible. Anyway, we've got... Give me a moment. Guard the walls until morning. If anyone shows up, I want to know about it.
My temper's with Christ's life too. Put enough arrows.